At some point, every guy has wondered how to better understand women. Not just in theory, but in a way that actually works. Whether you're dating, in a relationship, or even married, there comes a time when you feel like you're speaking different languages. You say one thing, she hears another. You do something with good intentions. She reacts in a way you didn't expect. Sound familiar? Now, I'm not here to give you some magic line or a bunch of cheesy pick tricks. That's not what this is about. It's about learning how to communicate, lead, and connect with a woman in a way that gets you what ya want, while also keeping her respected, caged, and yes, even attracted. And here's the thing, it's not complicated. It's not about being rich, ridiculously looking, or having some alpha attitude. It's about understanding what actually matters to women, okay? What drives them emotionally and how to navigate that with confidence. Think of it like this. If you walk into a gym without Applin, you won't get the results ya want. Same with women. If you don't have a clear mindset and approach, you'll keep guessing, getting frustrated, and maybe giving up altogether. Okay. But when you know how to move, speak, and handle things, everything changes. This guide isn't about manipulation. It's about clarity, direction, and results. I'm going to break down 7 key principles that, when used right, will help you get what you want from a woman. And yes, this works every time. Not because it's a trick, but because it's based on how women actually respond to real men who show up the right way. Ready to learn how? Let's get into it. 1. The power of presence. How just the power of presence, listening, makes her want you more. Let me tell you something most guys completely overlook. Being fully present with a woman is one of the most powerful things you can do. It sounds simple, but let that fool you. Presence is where, and when a woman feels it, it pulls her in like gravity. Think back to a time when you were talking to someone, and they were halfway paying attention. They were nodding, but their eyes were drifting. Maybe they were checking their phone or looking over your shoulder. You felt it, right? You knew you didn't really have them. Now flip that. Think about the last time someone gave you their undivided attention. No distractions, no rush, just locked in with you. That felt good, didn't it? Safe, respected, valued? Now, apply that to women. When you're fully present with her, not trying to fix her, not trying to impress her, just there, solid, steady. She feels it in her body. It calms her. It opens her up. It makes her want more of you. And you don't even have to say much. You just have to better. I'm talking about real listening, not waiting for your turn to talk, not saying out halfway through her story. Iman, leaning in, holding, eye contact, feeling what she's feeling, and when she's talking about something emotional, just let her speak. Let her feel seen. Most guys rush in to solve the problem. Don't. That's not what she's looking for. She's not always asking you to fix it. She just wants to know you care enough to sit in it with her. There's this moment that happens when a woman is issuing something and she realizes you're not looking for an exit. You're not checking out. You're just there in that moment. Something clicks in her. She feels safe. And when a woman feels emotionally safe, she relaxes. When she relaxes, her guard drops. And when her guard drops, she connects. That's when she starts giving you more attention, more trust, more desire. I've seen it happen, lived it. You could be the guy with all the right looks, the perfect job, the smooth talk. But I fear, not present, she eventually drift. On the other hand, I've seen regular dudes, guys who barely say a word, create deep emotional attraction just by being grounded, calm, and fully there. That kind of presence. It's magnetic. So the next time you're with a woman, whether she's your wife, girlfriend, or somebody new, slow down. Put the phone away. Don't think about what you're going to say next. Just breathe, listen, and feel her. Not in a needy or overthinking way, but like a man who's rooted, stable, awake. When you show up like that, you don't have to chase nuance to come closer. That's the power of presence. Master it, and you're ready ahead of 90% of guys out there. 2. Confidence without arrogance. The confidence without arrogance-accessible art of leading the interaction. Let's talk about confidence. Not the loud, look at me kind, that's all over social media. I'm talking about the kind of confidence that makes a woman feel like she can relax in your presence. Second, that says, I've got this without needing to say a word. Confidence, real confidence, is quiet. It's steady. It's in your eyes, your tone, your body language, and it shows up most when you lead. That's what women crave more than anything. A man who knows how to lead the interaction, not control it, not dominate it, but guide it. It's not about being the boss. It's about showing direction. Imagine you're on a date. Shisks, what do you want to do? Ashrug, and say, I don't know. What do you want to do? Seems harmless, right? But what she hears is, I have no plan, no direction, and I'm hoping you'll to Keith wheel. That kills attraction fast. Women don't want to be in charge of everything. They want a man who can take charge. It doesn't mean being a dictator. It means making decisions with confidence and kindness. Try this instead. Cuze, I've got something in mind. Let's grab a drink at this spot I think you'll like. Simple, clear, confident. And now she can relax. She doesn't have to think, guess, or careth moment. You've taken the lead, and she feels safe in that. Confidence also shows in how you respond to pressure. If she teases you, tests you, or throws some attitude, and you stay cool, smile, maybe even playfully push back, that's attractive. But if you get defensive, try to prove yourself or act like you're above it all, now you're just being arrogant or insecure. It's a big difference. One of the strongest things a man can do is hold his frame when things get shaky. That might mean not reacting. When she's moody or not needing her approval, to feel good about yourself. A woman wants to feel like you're emotionally stronger than her storm. Not in a macho, aggressive way, but in a calm ground way that says, you're safe with me. I'm good either way. I remember a guy used to coach. Nice guy, smart, well-dressed. But every date turned into a negotiation. He couldn't make a move without checking if it was okay first. He was trying so hard to be nice that he forgot how to lead. The moment Hester did taking initiative, speaking with more certainty and stop second-guessing everything, things changed. Women started responding to him differently. He became magnetic without of her, raising his voice or puffing hisses. That's the subtle art of leading. Moving with purpose, trusting your Guten, inviting her into your world instead of trying to constantly live in hers. When you lead from a place of calm confidence without arrogance, she feels. She trusts it. She wants more of it. Be that guy. 3. The magic of teasing, playful versus mean. How to do the magic of teasing it right. Here's a truth most men don't realize. Women love to be teased. Not in a crueler, immature way, but in a playful, flirty, light-hearted way that makes them laugh, feel challenged, and feel alive in your presence. When done right, teasing builds tension, the good kind, and it sparks attraction faster than compliments ever will. The problem is, a lot of guys either go to soft or too hard. On one side, you've got the guy wo's afraid to tease at all, because he doesn't want to offend her or get it wrong. So he plays it safe, agrees with everything, and tries to be overly polite. Women don't hate him, but they don't feel anything either. There's no spark, no fire, just bland. Then there's the other extreme. The guywo crosses the line. Maybe he tries. Tobe funny by making fun of her to mucker, taking cheap shots disguised as just kidding. That doesn't create attraction. That creates resentment. If your teasing makes her feel small, self-conscious, or like she has to defend herself, you've gone too far. That's not playful. That's just mean. So, what's the right way? It's simple. Tease her like you would a girl you're already close to. Kind of teasing you do with someone you care about. Fun light, with a smile in your eyes. You're not trying to tear her down. If you're inviting her to play with you, it's the wink, not the punch. Let me give you a real example. I was on South with a woman who took forever to topic her drink at the bar. She must have read the menu 5 times. Instead, off getting annoyed or making a joke at her expense. I smiled and said, "Yup, Linning, to open your own cocktail bar, just trying to break a world record here." She laughed, rolled her eyes, and instantly got more relaxed. Why? Because that tease was about the moment, not an attack on her character. She knew it was playful and that I wasn't afraid to call Samantha out, but I did it with charm, not malice. The key to great teasing is energy. If your energy is tense, passive-aggressive, or trying to hurt, she'll feel that. But if your energy is fun, relaxed, and confident, she'll lean into it. She tease you back, and now you've got chemistry. A good tease shows her that you're not trying to impress her. You're being you and inviting her into your world. It also signals that you're confident, because only a confident man knows how to play without fear. And women find that wildly attractive. So next time you're with her, don't be afraid to poke a little fun. Let it be playful. Let her see that you're not taking everything, including her, too seriously. And when she teases you back, smile. You've just created a spark. That's the magic of teasing. Use it well for how to flirt without buying Gobius. The slow burn that works, how to flirt without being obvious. Let's get something straight. Flirting is about dropping cheesy lines or over-the-top compliments. That stuff might get a laugh, maybe even a reaction, but it rarely creates real attraction. The kind that lingers, thick in, that makes her think about you when you're not around. That kind of flirting. Subtle, it's slow, and when you do it right, it's powerful. You don't need to make it obvious. In fact, the best flirting isn't. It's like a slow burn. Steady, warm, and impossible to ignore. Most guys go for the firework approach. Big gestures, bold statements, trying to force chemistry in the first 5 minutes. But women, especially the ones who know their worth, respond better to the guy-wo plays. It cool, not cold, cool. The guy who lets things build. Who knows? Timing is everything. Here's how Theg looks in real life. I remember this time at a friend's house party. There was this woman, they're beautiful, well-spoken, clearly used to attention. Every guy was circling, cracking jokes, showing off. I didn't do much. I talked to her for a bit, asked her about something she was genuinely into. Made her laugh once, then walked away. Later, I caught her eye across the room and gave a subtle smirk. Nothing dramatic, just enough for her to wonder. That is the move right there. Not chasing, just giving little nudges that say, "I see, oh, and I like what I see." She followed it up with me before the night ended. Flirting like this is about your energy, your eye contact, your pauses, your ability to hold silence without panicking. It's in the way you lean in just a little when she talks, then pull back with a smile. It's the way you almost say something flirty, then hold it. That little bit of tension that almost drives her wild because it makes her wonder. That's the slow burn. And it's not about being sneaky or playing games. It's about creating moments. If you like touch on her arm when you laugh at her joke, it's a casual compliment. That feels sincere, not thirsty. Like telling her, "You've got a really sharp way of looking at things. I like that." Delivered calmly, eye to eye. Then move on. Let it sit. Let her replay it in her head. The reason this works is because yacht leaves room for mystery. You're not spelling everything out. You're letting her discover your interest, piece by piece. Through your presence and timing, and trust me. When a woman starts to wonder about you, when she starts asking herself, "Is he into me?" she's already hooked, so take your time. Don't rush moment. Let the flirtation simmer, not explode. Be the guy who knows that sometimes the quietest moves leave the loudest impact. That's how you flirt without being obvious. That's the slow burn that always works. 5. The unemotional trick that makes her trust you faster. If there's one thing that builds deep though, One emotional trick that makes her trust you faster than anything else. It's trust. Without it, nothing works. She might like you, be attracted to you, even enjoy your company. But if she doesn't trust you, she'll hold back emotionally, physically, and mentally. But here's the good news. Trust isn't just something that happens over time. There's one emotional move. A subtle trick that can open that door much faster. Here it is. Be honest about your emotions without being dramatic. Sounds simple, right? But most men never do this. Hide how they feel. Thinking it makes them look strong. Or they go the opposite direction. Overshare too soon, dumping emotional baggage on her like a therapy session. Neither works. The secret is in the middle. It's in real, but still grounded. Let me give you a scenario. I was talking to this woman I'd been seeing for a few weeks. Things were good, but he could tell she was keeping a little distance. Not cold, just cautious. So one night we're having drinks, laughing, everything feels relaxed, and I say, I used to hate opening up. If thought showing how I really felt would make me look weak. But I realized it actually takes more strength to be honest than to hide behind jokes or silence. That's it. No drama, no tears, just truth. She got quiet for a moment, then said, that's actually real attractive. Most guys don't talk like thoughts. Why did it work? 'Cause I didn't try to impress her. I wasn't trying to manipulate her. I just let her see me. Not the perfect version, not the overly confident version, just the real version. When a woman hears a man speak from thatplace.com, clear, open, does something to her. She lets her guard down. She starts to feel you. That's when trust starts to build. The key is to talk about how you feel in a way that shows emotional maturity. You're not looking for her to fix you. You're just sharing who you are. It can be something small like saying, I get nervous sometimes when I really like my own, with a smile. Or I've learned to slow down and listen more because I used to be the guy who always tried to have the answer. Little moments like that hit deep. They show depth, they show growth, and they show that you're not wearing a mask. Women are constantly surrounded by mentoring to impress them. So when a man shows up and says something real, something from the heart, calmly without needing anything, in return, it cuts through all the noise. That's the emotional trick that makes her trust you faster. Not grand gestures, not big words, just realness, delivered with quiet strength. When she feels that, she'll start leaning in every time. 6. Why being mysterious but not shady draws her in. There's something powerful why being mysterious but not shady draws her in about. A man who doesn't put all his cards on the table right away. A man who knows who he is, speaks with clarity, but doesn't feel the need to explain a very thing or prove anything. That kind-off guy, he's mysterious, not in a shady, secretive way, but in a way that makes women curious. And curiosity is fuel for attraction. Now, let's clear this up. Being mysterious doesn't mean being distant, cold, or evasive. That's juiced avoidance, and women can smell that from a mile away. What I'm talking about is presence with depth. A man who shows up fully, connects, listens, flirts, but still holds a little back. He leaves something for her to discover. That is key. Think about this. If you hand someone a completed puzzle, there's no excitement. But if you give them just enough pesto, see the picture forming, they'll want to keep playing. Same with women. When she feels like there's more to you, layers she hasn't uncovered yet, she keeps leaning in. I remember years ago, I was dating someone who asked me a pretty direct question early on. So, what's your type? Most guys would jump into a detailed answer, trying to impress or please. Instead, I smiled and said, that depends on the day. Sometimes. I surprised myself. Then it changed the subject smoothly, no awkwardly. She lit up. Why? Because I didn't give her a full download of my dating history. I gave her a hint and left. The rest in the shadows. That's mystery, not deception, just restraint. Knowing that you don't have to over be understood. You don't have tokes playing your every move, every opinion, every detail about your past. You can let your energy speak louder than your words. Can let time reveal who you are. When a man does this, it sets him apart. So many guys try to win a woman over by laying everything out on Thettable in the first week. Where they've been, where they're going, what they want, what they fear. They think it builds connection, but often it kills attraction because it removes all the tension, removes all the discovery. Women enjoy figuring a man out, not guessing if he's shady, but sensing Thothus layered. And don't fake it. Fake mystery. Acting cryptic or dodging normal questions just makes you look insecure. Real mystery comes from having a full life that isn't all about her. It's built on the fact that you've got things going on. Passions, plans, thoughts, and you don't feel the need to explain all of it to be liked. So be open, but not a book she can finish in no sitting. Let her see your strength, your humor, your attention, but keep just enough behind the curtain to keep her coming back. That's the art that'est edge. That's how you draw her in without even trying. 7. How to make her chase you without playing games. Every man wants to be wanted. Let's be honest, there's nothing more satisfying how to make her chase you without playing games than when a woman shows you interest, reaches out first, puts in effort, and clearly wants to be around you. But most guys have it backwards. They think they need to play hard to get, go cold, act disinterested, or wait hours to text back just to trigger some reaction. That's not strength. That's playing games. And women can tell what actually makes her chase you. Living in a way where you become the prize and not just pretending to be one. Here's the secret. Women are drawn to men who don't need them. Not in a bitter, cold-hearted way, but in a confident, self-assured way. A man who knows who he is, who stays focused on his own path, who gives her attention but not obsession. That's the man she starts chasing because he's no-treeing to earn her approval. He's living his life and she wants in. I remember this guy I worked with. Average looks, low-key personality, but women love a dim. Why? Because he never chased. He was kind, funny, confident, but always focused on his own world. High have his goals and friends. And when he'd talk to women, he was fully present, but never over-invested. If a woman flaked or went cold, he didn't get upset or try to win her back. He just moved on. That energy magnetic. The trick is to be available without being overly accessible. You show here you're interested, but you don't drop of everything for her. You respond to messages, but you don't live in your phone waiting for her to reply. You give her compliments, attention, affection, but you don't smother. You lead the dance, then pull back just enough to let her come toward you. Women want to feel chosen, but they also want to feel like they earned your attention. When you give too much too soon, she doesn't value it. But when you create that subtle space, when she's wondering what you're up to, what you're thinking, how you feel about her, okay? Now she starts chasing, not because you're buying manipulative, but because you're giving her room to desire you. One of the strongest moves you can make is to walk away from anything that doesn't surveil calmly and confidently. She senses that you like her, but you don't need her to validate you. She feels pull. And if she senses that you're fully good on your own, that you're not emotionally starving or looking for someone to complete you, she wants to be part of your world. Not out of guilt, but out of genuine interest. That's how you make her chase you. Not by playing games, by being solid, by knowing your worth, by showing her just enough, then letting her choose you back. And trust, when she starts chasing you, through whole game changes. If you want to get what you want from a woman every time. It starts with becoming the kind of man who doesn't chase, doesn't fake, and doesn't fold. Be the man who listens, conclusion leads, flirts with intention, and carries himself with quiet strength. Stop falling for the hype. You don't need to play games or follow trends. You need clarity, purpose, and self-respect. Women respond to men who know what they want and move like it. So rise up, sharpen your mindset, and never trade your power for approval. In this world full of noise, be the man who stands.